Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the Avalon MSL round of 32 Group C losers match. This is going to be between Stork and Kwanro, and it's going to be on Byzantium 3. Kwanro at the top left-hand corner of the map in brown, the Zerg player obviously, and Stork at the top right-hand corner of the map in yellow at the 1 o'clock position. I'm looking forward to this match. This is on Byzantium. It is a fairly balanced map, and well, I guess it's a bit hard to judge. There have only been 8 Zerg versus Protoss games played on this, or 7 Zerg versus Protoss games played on it, and the tally sits 3 to 4 Zerg versus Protoss right now. So on the face of it, it seems balanced, but really I think it takes about 15 games or so before you can really say that a map is balanced or not. Stork sending his probe out, probably take his natural expo. He's just probably going to set that pylon down, and that's indeed what he's doing, and he is sending that probe off to scout. Kwanro scouting in the correct direction with his overlord. Again, Kwanro is at the 10 o'clock position. Stork initially sending his scout in the wrong direction. So Stork is sending that scout in the wrong direction, and he's going to be faced with a choice when he doesn't find his opponent's base about whether to put his Nexus down first or his cannon down first. Because obviously he's not going to have that scouting information to start with, because he's going to have to go all the way. He's going to have to circumnavigate the entire map to get the position. That's why these little luck things can make a difference in the game. Just tiny things can delay your decision-making process and can influence what you do. And it's just nothing to do with your skill. It's just to do with luck. Stork did send that probe out fairly early, and he's sending a second probe out probably to put his forge down. Kwanro, meanwhile, it looks like he's going to already take his natural expansion. I think he's gone for a 12 hatchery. I'll verify in a second for you guys when they look at his base, but it looks like he has gone for a 12 hatchery build. Stork is sending a second probe out, and Kwanro indeed has gone, no spawning pool there, so he's indeed gone for the 12 hatchery build. He's sending another drone out. I wonder if this is to scout it, because he hasn't yet reached. I'm sure he's seen that probe go by with his overlord, so I'm sure he knows where Stork's base is, and that his overlord will be getting there soon. So I'm not sure why he's sending another drone out, unless he's going to try and take another expansion or something like that with it. But it does look like that drone is heading down towards that 9 o'clock base. Spawning pool now going down for Kwanro. So Stork, meanwhile, has scouted that Kwanro's gone for a 12 hatchery build, so he's going to be ready to put his Nexus down before putting any cannons down, and that's indeed what he does. He's put his Nexus down. Kwanro does look like he's sent a drone to that 9 o'clock position, so it'll be interesting. So it looks like Kwanro is going for a 3 hatchery build here, and I think that's smart against. I mean, it's expected against a Protoss player, but really when you go 12 hatch and then get that third hatchery down as well, I think it really puts you in a good position to have a strong economy. And really the only way Kwanro was going to be in trouble there was if Stork had tried to put some pressure on him early and some aggressive and played a little bit more of an aggressive game. But I think Kwanro would have probably felt comfortable in terms of being able to defend against it if Stork had gone for that. And typically on this sort of map from a Protoss player, I suppose the fast expand is probably the safer build, and that's probably what you would count on your Protoss opponent doing most of the time. Stork now putting down the gateway and the counter. And that's the thing about Stork, to me. I don't know if I'm doing him a disservice in saying this, but to me he's never really been the sort of exciting, innovative player that will do something different, that will surprise you, that will astound you with his sheer genius. For me, Stork has always been one of those players who is solid and who performs consistently, probably one of the most consistent players in terms of Protoss players to perform at a high level consistently. And the probe from Stork circling around has spotted that expo at the 9 o'clock position. They're circling back around now. Kwanro just trying to take it down. So Stork knows that Kwanro's gone for a 3 hatchery build, which he expected anyway, which is why he scouted to verify that, obviously. But yeah, so Stork is one of those players who, to me, is one of those hard to beat players. You've got to play really well. You cannot afford to make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, he will punish you. And that is the key versus Stork, is that you cannot really afford mistakes. Kwanro now got his overlord in Stork's main, seen that the Cybernetics core has gone down as well. So far, pretty standard openings from both players in terms of what we expect from the Protoss player at the very least, and the Zerg player. Obviously, these builds I'm told are more and more popular these days, and coming back into vogue in Zerg versus Protoss matches. It'll be interesting to see how Kwanro copes with Stork, and whether he tries to do something different, or whether he feels he can play a normal game and beat Stork. Kwanro is one of those Zerg players who is a little bit enigmatic. He reminds me a little bit of the early Jaedong, again, where he seems to be a player, Jaedong, at the outset, who wasn't destined for greatness, who was a good player and could beat good players on his day, but didn't really have the game to really take it to that next level. And then all of a sudden he just exploded. He upped his skill level, and then there he was. which shows how much I know about talent spotting. And Kwanro reminds me a little bit of that, where he is a little bit inconsistent. He is capable of brilliance, but he's also capable of mind-numbing mistakes. And really, Stork is not the kind of player that you want to be making those kind of mistakes against, because he will punish you, and he'll punish you heavily. Kwanro just sending a group of Zerglings out to Stork's natural expo, just to put a little bit of pressure on, just see if there's an opening there, if he could maybe get some harass in. Stork has got that well blocked, and Stork has got that Citadel up as well, so we might be seeing the Bisu build here from Stork. He's got a Stargate up, he's got a Citadel up. We might be seeing DTs, early DTs from Stork, and putting some pressure on his opponent using them. And I think that's a great choice of strategy for a Zerg player who has expanded the way Kwanro has, and the Bisu build was designed specifically, I feel, to counter this build, to counter the 3 hatchery build, because it took advantage of the fact that the Zerg overextends and finds it difficult to defend in 3 locations, having overlords everywhere, and also having, and now the Hydralisk Den going down for Kwanro. He'd gone for the Spire initially, and I feel he should have really anticipated the Corsairs and put that Hydralisk down a little bit earlier, but he's only now realizing that his Spire isn't going to be up in time, so he's now putting that Hydralisk Den down. Kwanro, meanwhile, is going to be able to take at least one. Stork, meanwhile, is going to take at least one Overlord down, and he's got that Templar Archives up, so we could be seeing DTs coming out from Stork here any time now. He's putting another couple of gateways down. He's got 2 gateways up, one in his natural expo already. So Kwanro is going to have to defend well here. Stork now has got 3 Zealots out. Kwanro with a group of Zerglings just sitting outside that, just to put a little bit of pressure on. And I think that's a good move to keep the Protoss player back, to limit their roaming around the map. It just allows the Zerg player that little bit more comfort. Evo Chamber going down for Kwanro as well. Stork continued to harass with those Corsairs. And again, I just feel that with the build, and the Templar out for Stork! High Templar sniped by Kwanro! Stork's high, and that's unfortunate. And you can just see that Stork is annoyed about that, and that there was nothing he could do about it. So that was great by Kwanro. Great position, those Zerglings. A couple of Scourges now out chasing that Corsair away. So Stork did not go for the DTs. He went straight for the High Templar. I felt he might have gone for DTs and put pressure on Kwanro. He certainly had the build to go for them, but I guess he felt that he wouldn't really be able to do a lot of damage. I'm surprised he felt that way, because I really think he could have done a lot of damage with those DTs. Stork looks like he's going for more of a, I guess once he went for the 3rd and 4th gateway, I should have known that the DTs weren't really on.